All right, shalom, shalom, giving all praise, glory, honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakak Das. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Salakia. Come on now. Yeah. Like I said, shalom, giving all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakak Das. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone that teach us his truth. Peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great. Peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered abroad. And this is the part 2 lesson going into what time is it? It's wartime, baby. All right. And we're excited through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah because we're seeing the prophecies happen. And while the prophecies are happening, we know it's closer that the kingdom of heaven is about to be established. No more suffering, no more catching hell. And you people should be rejoicing, man. You should be rejoicing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is making these things happen. But only the elect is going to be rejoicing. All right. And at the end of the day, while I was riding the transportation, I was looking up certain precepts in Jeremiah the 50th chapter. And at the end of the day, these nations unwillingly do not know that they're about to prepare war just for the end of their downfall, the end of their empire reign, all right, their rulership. And the Lord is doing this because he ruleth in the kingdom of men, pursuing the Daniel the 4th chapter, verse 17, and also Proverbs 21:1, that the Lord, matter of fact, since I haven't gotten that yet, let me get Proverbs. Uh, 21:1 says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. In the AMP, the king's heart is like channels of water in the hands of the Lord. With that being said, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, controls all aspects of life, whether it be man, beast, plants, whatever. All right, the bacterias, whatever, man. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is in control of all organisms, all elements of life. He turns it whichever way he wishes. At the end of the day, we're under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah's control and commands, okay? That's why we here at Great Millstone, we teach that there is no such thing as free will. Whatever you do, the Lord is allowing you to do that. Whether he's allowing you to do that for salvation or he's allowing you to do that for destruction. All right? So going back to Jeremiah 50, going into the topic of discussion. And I'm going to jump around due to the sake of time. But, hey, the Hill, it reads, Iran president says country is in full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe. All right? And they say peace and safety. They say they're going to have a ceasefire talk. But it's so crazy. Every time they have a ceasefire talk, they always doing some attacks. All right, attacks are being, happening around the four corners of the earth. Letting you know it's not of man's will, it's of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah's will. And the Lord is in control, man. All right, you can do nothing against this truth, but for this truth, roughly paraphrasing. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has set up, these things to happen. And you can read, you can do your own research on it, because we know through smooth words and so on and so forth, we know that they try to pacify the people, but at the end of the day, we know that prophecy is still going to happen. All right, and I'm not trying to see. It says Iran President Mossad Pazinski on Saturday, if I'm pronouncing it right. All right, this past Saturday said his nation is at war with the U.S. and Israel, as well as Europe more broadly. And then you got to also remember, that's why the scriptures say, all thy confederate shall be against thee, according to Obadiah. Salakia. According to Obadiah, I'm gonna get back to it. Obadiah 1. And 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound underneath thee. There is none understanding in him. There's no understanding in Esau, Edom. All right, and the ones, it says, that laid a wound underneath thee. All right, because of these nations drinking the wine and the fornication, eventually, they're going to fall as well. And they're witnessing the downfall and the collapse of their social infrastructure by following after the ways of Babylon the Great America. All right, at the end of the day. So that's why it says that. It says all men allied with you. All men allied with you shall send you your way to the border of war. All right, Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right, how the Lord is going to make these nations be gathered in the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision, the valley of judgments. So that's where the Lord is going to judge all nations, all peoples. All right, including the Israelites too, man, but mainly you heathens. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. It's Obadiah. Let me get Joel right quick. Joel 3. And 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, he's going to restore the fortunes, all right, the prosperity of Judah and Jerusalem, both northern and southern kingdom. He's gonna bring us back into remembrance, and he's going to redeem us. Ultimately, the Lord is going to continue to deal with us being his chosen people. All right, Amos 1 and verse 10. All right, at the end of the day, in the land that we was called not the Lord's chosen people, now in the times we're living in, now we're being called the sons of the living God. Verse 2, I will gather all nations, the Gentile nations, the heathen nations, and a reason AMP that were hostile to my people. All right, the controversy of Zion, pursuing Isaiah 34 and 7. All right, no, Salakia and 8. And the AMP for the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, has a day of vengeance, a year of retribution for the cause of Zion. The streams of Edom will be turned into pitch. All right, for the controversy. All right, the people that's against, Zion, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indian descent. All right, so this is why the Lord is doing what he's doing, to plead the case of his chosen people. And for the chosen people that do not want to receive that way of salvation, or deliverance, or the understanding, the wisdom, knowledge, you're going to die and perish in this land called Babylon the Great America. Verse 2 in the KJV, I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, the valley to be judged, man. Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of judgments. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel. Because it's all about Israel, man. That's what people fail to realize, man. It's all about the chosen seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which Jacob's name later on got turned into Israel. And Israel is the so-called Black, Spanish, Native American, Seminole, and in the sense, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans. If you don't believe it, hey, fuck you. You know? Hey, respectfully. All right? Hey, it ain't our fault that you can't perceive this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They ain't got shit to do with us. You know? It says, for my people and for my heritage Israel. Damn, niggas wildin'. For my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. All right, those hatters, man, they parted the land. All right, they divided the land, saying that it's their land ultimately. So, verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare a war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Arise, man, arise. All right, for the day of war is at hand. The day of trouble is at hand, according to the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. In the valley of Jehoshaphat, all right, Yahweh Shaphat, over there in the Middle East, in the Levant, so on and so forth. Verse 10 said, beat your plowshares into swords. All right, bitch. I tell you, boy, these hoes be looking, man. Fuck it. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. All right, those are agricultural tools that they're going to drop and leave and ultimately follow after the way of entering into war. And Salakia, hold on right quick. All right, let's go. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. All right, those weak nations are saying they are strong because now they have the capability and the technology to enter into this World War III, man. And that's all prophesied through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, letting it be known what time we're living in. All right. Let the weak say I am strong. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come up, to come down, O Lord Yahweh. All right, the mighty ones, man, the warriors. All right, the troops. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is causing all these things to happen because what time is it? Wartime, man. All right, it's wartime out this bitch. And our people do not know, you know, what's going on, man. What times that we're living in. Meanwhile, they having petty arguments, which, like I said, that's because the way of the world. All right. At the end of the day, we're not the real problem, man. All right, these devils are, man. All right, these elites, they're the real problem. They about to get hit. Bam. I tell you, boy, motherfuckers ain't know how to drive, man. Motherfuckers be fucking drugged up, juiced up, you know, maxed up, and motherfuckers just stupid, man. Gross darkness to people. Salakia, I'm trying to cross this highway, but everything guap. Everything guap. But yeah, man, the Lord is preparing war for the mighty ones to wake up, the warriors to awaken and to ultimately destroy Babylon, the great America. This is all prophecy and prophesied in the Holy Scriptures. And we're just grateful that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has called us for this calling, praying that we're chosen. All right, being the potential hopeful elect. All right, ain't nothing more important than being the hopeful elect, man, because we know the end game. You know, it don't matter how much money you make in this society, how much you prosper in this society. At the end of the day, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy this society, man. He's going to destroy this empire. So your best bet is to try to get as much, you know, cool points or, you know, much salvation aiming towards the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, at the end of the day, it says, verse 12, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right. Why is the Lord going to do that? For the controversy of Zion, man. Because the Lord has always loved Israel, even though he whipped our ass, he punished us, he destroyed us as a nation. But because of that remnant, we're not likened unto Sodom and Gomorrah. We're not completely, utterly destroyed, but the elect has been redeemed. All right, and we know all that through the Spirit, man. All right. And at the end of the day, this is a spiritual book. You got to understand what's going on. All right. Our spirit bear witness with their spirit that they are the children of the living God. Romans 8:16. All right. So I'm going to continue on. Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. And ultimately, judgment is going to happen, man. Verse 14, multitudes in the valley of decision, judgments. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is in the valley of decision. The day of the Lord is fastly coming, man. All right, where all nations are going to be judged. All right, that includes Israel and all the other heathen nations that's outside of the temple. All right, outside of the holy people, which is Israel. And 2/3 of Israel is going to perish and die in the land of Babylon the Great, in the land of their captivity. All right, at the end of the day, man. All right, so we got to, continue to strive into this truth, even unto death, to the best of our ability, because we're definitely living in the times of death and destruction. Jeremiah 50:22. It says, the sound of a battle is in the land, and a great destruction. How is the hammer of the earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right, and another good precept of that, the sound of the battle, what I'm thinking about is Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, going into the ancient style of war. That's all it's going into, the ancient style of war, man-to-man combat, fighting, and the Lord put the spirit upon men to do that. That's how at the end of the day, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua always dwelt in men, man. All right, in mankind and womankind. That's how we established, that's how we made it through the Stone Ages. All right, the Dark Ages, because of the knowledge comes from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. But according to the prophecies, Daniel 12:4, knowledge shall increase. We know that's the modern day world of technology, all right, that we're living in. And that's why we have more information that we had back in our past lives, man. That's how we know through the spirit and power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we are the prophets coming back in our lot, but with way more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because knowledge has increased, because ultimately through the spirit and power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, it's all his moving, bro. All right, it's just that simple. All right, if you believe in movies, great movies, this is the greatest movie known to mankind, called Real Life. All right, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. 2 Peter 3:10 on down. You can read, I think, verse 11 and 12. Hell, and 13. All right. Like I said, I just want to get straight to the point due to the lack of time. I have laid a snare for thee, verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware thou art found, and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And here's the point I was looking at, verse 25. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it in the KJV and in the AMP. First KJV. The Lord has opened his armory and have brought forth the weapon of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Alahayim of his Alahayim power of hosts in the land of the Chaldees. The Lord in the AMP, the Lord has opened his armory and has brought out the nations who unknowingly are the weapons of his indignation, wrath, righteous anger. For it is the work of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Alahayim power of hosts, the angels, in the land of the Chaldees. And we know that in the land of Babylon the Great, because that's where the Chaldees dwell, the witches and the magi's and the warlocks. All right. The rulers of Babylon. And in today's time, that has to be the Edomites starting off. All right, then the rest of the heathen nations, and even also including you 2/3 that's in the alliance and the allegiance of Esau, Edom, and the rest of the nations. It says, come against her from the uttermost border, open up her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing be left therein. Let nothing of her be left. Against the most proud, the most proud stubble. It was another precept. And it's going into Isaiah the 13th chapter, Isaiah the 14th chapter, going into this land that's never going to be inhabited anymore, because the ancient land of Babylon was inhabited, all right, which is modern day Iraq. All right. Matter of fact, let me make sure. Modern day Babylon is where? I go into the modern Babylon is where? Yeah, Iraq, modern day Iraq, about 50 miles south of Baghdad, near the city of Al-Hilal, all right, and that's being inhabited as of 2025, 2026. So that's how you know symbolically when it goes into Jeremiah 49th chapter, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Isaiah 13, Isaiah 14, Isaiah 34, Ezekiel 35, all right, going into Edom. That's all parabolic to the places of Babylon the Great, America, the new age of the ancient Babylon, man. All right, the ancient Babylonians, Isaiah the 19th chapter. All right, and that's all through the Spirit, if you can receive it. Jeremiah 50 and 39. Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owl shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabitant forever. Neither shall it dwell it from generation to generation. All right, being dwell of mankind. That's what it's also ultimately going into. As the Most High God Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh, so shall no man abide there in the land of Babylon and Great America. Neither shall any son of man dwell therein. All right, the son of man, or the son of men, going into the heathen nations. All right, the three categories of man: the son of God, which is the Israelites; the son of men, the rest of the heathen nations; and then the son of the wicked, which are the biblical Edomites, man. They are the wicked according to the Bible. All right, but never mankind will ever dwell here after the nuclear destruction. And that's what's going to happen. And I want to read Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that he have taken against Babylon, and his purpose, that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldees. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And the land of the Chaldees and Babylon is America. The least of the flock that draw them out are the Amalekites, which are the Hats. All right, the Hat people. You know, HAT people. The Hatters. You know, least of the flock shall draw them out to war. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And that also goes into how the land of Israel is going to be cleansed by the way of fire, according to the book of either Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, or Ezekiel, the 39th chapter. All right, it's in the latter end. And also in Ezekiel, the 36th chapter, it lets you know who's going to be occupied in that land as of today's modern current time. And we know this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord has revealed those secrets to the service of the prophets, because we are the same prophets that's coming in our lot. All right, Amos 3:7 and 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. All right. At the noise, verse 46, at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved and the cry is heard among the nations. All right. And that's also going into Revelation. I believe the 18th chapter. It's in the 18th chapter where these nations are going to cry and mourn for the destruction of Babylon the Great, because they're not going to make no more merchandise or money or profit towards America. And that's the only reason why Babylon the Great is still establishing. Because this is the cash cow. This is the number one cash cow to the other heathen nations. That's the reason why they're prosperous, but also another reason why they're on a downfall and a decline. And that's why the Iranian president said what he said, man. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let me go right here. Lost it. But going into Iran, you know, not liking or being on a full scale mind frame of war because of the U.S., you know, Israel, and the European countries. And according to the scriptures, the beast shall hate the whore. Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. And 10 horns going into, you know, those European kingdoms and countries. All right. And, you know, the list is like, you know, Spanish, the Spanish Empire, the French Empire, the British Empire, Germania Major, the Romans, and the Greeks. All right. And it's other nations too, but I forgot. But that it's a like I said, we done did videos on that. But the 10 hordes ultimately represents NATO, the EU, the 10 toes coming back in the revival of the Roman Empire, the rebirth. All right, if you can receive it, and Lord will, I do a counter video or put the description in the link. Like I said, due to the lack of time and me just you know venting through the spirit. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, because it was all part of the beast system. All right, beast system goes back to the Roman Empire, that Roman system, which Babylon the Great take the likeness afterwards. These shall hate the whore. Babylon the Great, America, is the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right, nuclear destruction. Verse 17, for the Most High had put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, be fulfilled. All right, it's all the purpose of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Okay. Matter of fact, let's see. 10 horns on the beast. If they haven't taken down, I want to try to. Matter of fact, I might have to go into the Pinterest. Horns and Salakia. I'm gonna close out, man, because I'm gonna have to put in another video segment or just I'm gonna try to put the picture dealing with the topic of discussion. All right, so with that, I'm gonna close out by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach us the truth. Peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered around our four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great. All right, which is ought to be, desolated, disappear. But I'm gonna close out by saying Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, man. Double honor to the elders and apostles. Peace, love, and blessings to the elect. Shalom, shalom.